how are you?
Hi, good.
Perfect. Can we just start with the usual, the team news, if that's okay, if anyone's back?
If anyone's back, it's a good question. We train later. I think we have no re-injuries, which is maybe the good news. No re-injuries and no new injuries. This is actually the good news, but I think no one's coming back for tomorrow's game.
It seems like you're without quite a few players. How are you feeling ahead of the game against Brighton? And what do you think the main challenges are going to be?
The challenge, the match itself and the opponent is the big challenge, because it's tough to play at Brighton. I've personally never played there, but see a lot of matches, and of course we had like 2 home matches against Brighton, where there's a very unique style of playing, strong squad, strong coach, with a strong belief in what they are doing. So there are a lot of things where we need to be aware of, what we need to be aware of, and what we need to do best in the best level possible. So it's the 3rd away match now in a row, and we need to. We still only 2 days after the match at City, so it's still a mix between recovery and preparing the match tomorrow. Because I truly believe we need all our mental and physical capacity to be able to win, and of course we want to win, and we're expecting a tough match.
Obviously, we saw that the North London derby was postponed. Do you think the rules around game postponement, are they being abused?
Oh, I would not say so. I know what you mean, but I feel strongly that we need clarity and consistency in the decision making, and maybe we lack this a little bit. Otherwise, you would not ask these questions in a press conference. A coach that was not even involved. So I'm voting for clarity and consistency in the game postponements, that we know what's going on.
I want to ask you about Armando Broja, who's obviously having a great season at Southampton. Is he likely to get a chance back at Chelsea next summer? Well,
he's our player and he's doing good, but at the same time it's only half season, and he needs to continue to improve and to make his statement at Southampton. We have a reason why they are our players. They have quality, they have mentality, and now they are out there on their own in different environments, different clubs, and proving themselves. And Armando's getting better and better. He is a very unique player with some very unique strengths in his game. His speed, he's robust, and he's a goal scorer. So first of all, now is not the moment to discuss about summer. Now is the moment for him to stay calm and keep on improving.
Okay, I'm going to ask you then about Romelu Lukaku, massive transfer last summer. Do you expect more from him?
We expected more from all our whole offensive performance in the last match. I think we had enough offensive actions, transitions to hurt Manchester City more than we did. If this answers your question, maybe not to a 100%, but he is included in our offensive performance. He's a key player, so there will always be pressure. There will not be more pressure than he puts to himself, and we need to find a mix between all the expectations, all the pressure, and still also to be relaxed enough to play your best game, because it's not only about pushing and not only about squeezing and not only about demands. It's also about feeling peace and relaxed on the pitch, and things will fall in its place when we keep on working hard. This is in what we believe.
Thanks ever so much. I think that's my 5. Cheers.
Thanks,
Becky. Alison McGowan, BBC.
Hey Thomas. I think I asked you this last week as well, talking about the postponements and the clarity.
Yeah.
How would it make it more transparent? Obviously you cannot reveal personal details and who has COVID, but would it make more sense if you knew, for example, how many players had COVID, how many players are injured and how many players are at AFCON, for example?
I don't need to know it, but maybe you need to know it. So then the fans maybe need to know it. I believe in the rules still. I do, because if I start doubting or not believing, where does this end? This does. Then I would have. I need to have proof, which I don't have, and I need to be more involved and need to look deeper into the decision making and into the games that are actually exposed, which I will never do because I simply don't have the time and I don't want to spend the energy. But you should figure out what you need to have clarity. For me, it's pretty easy. I get the information and then I accept it, because what else is there? I don't lose my energy with decisions that I have zero influence in.
And just on Romelu, you talk about he's part of the offensive team there. Does the team need to sort of change its way to bring out the best in him, do you think? Do you think you need to be more direct to help him?
No, I think we do everything to help him. I think these are the absolutely wrong questions, because it's focusing on one player, and he's a key player, and we want him to be a key player, but this is not about, this is, for me, the wrong approach. This is what we do, by the way, anyway, constantly for any player. This is a team sport, so it's not about 10 players serving one player. This is not Chelsea, and this is not football. Every player is serving the team. This is the highest principle, and this will never change.
Last one, Alistair.
You're approaching now a year since you were appointed at Chelsea. I just wondered if you'd ever sort of had time to assess that year, how well you think it's gone. And also, I know it's not your decision solely, but have you thought about maybe wanting to stay longer than your contract? Because I know there's an option, isn't there?
I don't even know, to be honest. I don't even know. I think I have a contract until 24, and let's stay with this, and let's try to stay as long as this contract says, because the history tells us that it's not that easy. But I feel very confident today that I can make it. I don't want to be nowhere else. This is absolutely sure. I feel very happy, and let's see what's going on. But we both know, and everybody else knows, what you need. You need results, and you need. I'm responsible for creating an atmosphere that gives us the results. So all the focus is into the process and not into the result. What counts for games counts for my personal situation the same. I had no time to assess the year, and this is maybe very good news, because I'm not the person to look back, and I'm not the person to feel great about the past. I'm a person to take care about today, and to make tomorrow's life easier. This is how I feel good, and this is how I work, and this is what I do, and hopefully it will be hopefully many more years to come. But the only thing to influence it is to be good in the very moment, and this is what we try.
Maybe just talk sport.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hi.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Good.
You called for clarity regarding postponements of games.
Yeah.
Will it be so clear if it was just through to COVID, i.e., not injuries, not AFCON, not suspensions, not because the mother-in-law's come round? It's just because your player.
Hopefully, your mother-in-law did not hear that.
It's all right. I have a strange relationship with my mother-in-law. Anyway, what about,
I did not doubt that.
What about just COVID? Yeah.
No, I don't have a solution, and it was a good question actually, to maybe force me into saying something that I might regret. But it's actually for you guys. I mean, like, I get asked consistently, and I think other managers get asked, and I think this is simply not a question for managers and coaches to be asked on a press conference. And if you get these questions all the time, it's obviously not enough clarity in the decision making. So So I can just repeat myself. I'm voting for clarity and consistency in the decision making. That's it.
Now, virtually over the last year, we've got to know each other quite well. So I feel I can be quite blunt with you on this question. Are you out of the title race after Saturday's defeat?
Well, if I say no now, you will maybe think, yeah, well, but can he read the fixture, or like what's wrong with him? If I say yes, you will maybe doubt my ability to be coach of Chelsea, and you will think like, did he give up? So it's a tough one. We have to admit the strength. Maybe to not make the problem bigger or to not focus on our problem, to not have enough points. We have simply admit that City is in a very very strong place, and they are like the points they have and the points they gathered in the last 12 matches is a 100%. So they earn what they have. And this is first of all, I think, necessary to admit. The second thing is we will never give up, never, until the race is over. I told you many weeks before, we are in a good place because we are in the middle of the race. Yeah, the middle of the race, maybe not anymore, but we're still in the race, and we have to take care about ourselves. In the moment, we can do nothing more. That's all for now, and we cannot get lost in it. So like it cannot lower our ambition because it's now 13 points. It simply cannot, because we are like committed to our goals and to our behavior, and this is what we have to show now, a relentless spirit. So this is quite also a task for us. It cannot lower our ambition and our commitment in how we play, how we train, and what we give.
Last one, Luce.
Last one, Brighton are a good side. They drew with you at the bridge. They draw a lot of games, score a lot of late goals. How do you overcome that tomorrow?
A lot of good questions. Yeah, I agree with you. They are a tough side to beat. They are a tough team to play against. It's the first time for me to play them in their stadium. They are not shy to play one-on-one, do high pressing one-on-one over the whole pitch, and maybe that answers already part of the question. You have to win challenges, not only defensively but offensively. You have to prove, you have to make a point, you have to prove yourself, and you have to step up, show quality, and be ready, no matter what, because we will face a brave and very unique opponent, strong opponent, and yeah, if we want to win, we need to be in top level.
Okay, last two, Nick Fuel and then Seb Chidani to finish. Nick.
Hi Thomas, obviously this game was rearranged in itself, wasn't it, but for different reasons. Any issues with that? What's your reaction to the scheduling of this game?
Being put tomorrow night.
That we play tomorrow?
Yeah. The fact that it was moved, wasn't it? Yeah, and obviously it's close to the game that's just happened, the City game and everything.
Yeah, there was.
Any problems with that? Or?
Very hard to understand. I think Petr Cech gave our opinion on that, the club's opinion and our team's opinion, and I strongly agree with Petr on that.
Sorry, can you just expand then? Obviously, it's the toughest.
I think there were
go to City and then another away game.
There's nothing to do with City, but there are like 3 away games in a row. But both Brighton and we have our next game on Sunday, so there was no need to put it on a Tuesday. But okay.
Just one day more would have made a massive difference, I assume.
Yeah. Would have, and actually Brighton played on Friday, so it makes a huge difference for them also.
And just in terms of the sort of, I suppose, the health and safety element for your players, players at the maximum already anyway, aren't they? Because of the COVID.
Well, we have the schedule that we have, and we played in some competitions, and some competitions will hopefully stay with us, and there are some to come, some extra games. So, yeah, we have this Brighton game now because we are in Abu Dhabi playing the World Cup. So now it's squeezed in between this week. We had last week, of course, not a whole week to prepare the Manchester City because we had a Carabao semi-final. So yeah, it's on one hand not to complain and not to make excuses, absolutely not. But we had some fixtures because of winning the cup games, winning the Carabao Cup quarter-final, being in semi-final, both legs. like all coaches, by the way, in the semi-final wanted absolutely to play one leg, and it was not possible. And then if you have the chance, at least if we need to and then we had then it was like we had the Arsenal game right on Thursday, and then Liverpool against Arsenal was postponed, the first leg in the Carabao Cup, and then instead of playing on Thursday, it's suddenly a Tuesday, when both teams play the next game on Sunday. That makes maybe not the biggest sense, but Petter said it perfectly, and I cannot agree more. Isolated, if you look at it isolated, you can play on Saturday and Tuesday. We have done that before, but if you widen the focus a little bit, we could have done better in scheduling this match for sure.
Okay, last question, Seb.
Hello, Thomas.
Hi.
What would you say is the difference between the Chelsea that we saw in the first part of the season, that was conceding very few goals, quite impressive on the attacking side of things, and the Chelsea that we've seen more recently? We saw against Manchester City that you were struggling to create chances, and also you've conceded at least one goal on most of the last few games. How do you explain that, and when would you say this kind of negative transition happened?
I think we had the full squad available, and if you have a full squad available, you create a certain energy and atmosphere that carries you through a season and makes you overperform. I think we should not make the mistake and talk ourselves into underperformance. It is still performance, and we struggled with some circumstances that we cannot influence. It's simply like this. But it's the same trust in our players, and it's the same belief in our club and in what we do and in the process. We struggle a bit with results. Every game is very different. I think like last match is like all the 5 matches we played now against Manchester City were 50-50 matches. We won the first 3. All of them could have gone the other way. All of them. There was like a fine margin that was on our side. The one at Stamford Bridge was maybe the most deserved win for City, where we were simply on this day not good enough, me included. And now I saw a 50-50 match where we had still room to improve, and if we score the first goal, I think we have a huge chance to win the game. You know, it's a bit boring for myself, because the same answer all the time. Key players are key players because they have key behavior. They do key things in clubs, in dressing rooms, and that's why you need them, and that's what brings you through a season. And City is obviously overperforming on the very maximum. And if you want to close a gap, you have to admit where we come from. If you want to close the gap, we were never shy to say it and to try it. And we still are, but then you need also to overperform, and for overperformance you need everybody. This has nothing to do that we do not trust the players who are actually on the pitch or have to play a lot, but it's very different if you earn it, like, and you have to earn it in a squad of 21 players, almost at full strength, fully available, or it's like in the last weeks we had the feeling, if you have a negative COVID test and if you are a defender, just play. You're pushed to play, and you're rushed to play. And if you make yourself the work, maybe, because I actually don't know, over the last weeks when we had the chance to play the back 5 in the same lineup, I think you will end up I don't know, in September or maybe in August or something like this. It feels like that. Maybe it's not, but it feels like that. And so you lack a little bit of routine, of automatic behavior. It's very, very normal. And for the circumstances in which we are in, and for the circumstances that is not our fault. I am happy where the team is. I'm happy how we play, how we behave. And there's no need to doubt the process, and no need to doubt the team, and in what we do. We're still strong, and we will bounce back and never give in.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section. We'll do a quick newspapers.